Namaste, my name is Sachin. For past 2 months I have been walking along the river Ganga and Yamuna. I started the walk from 1st January from Banaras and we have walked almost 1000 kilometers. We have arrived in Agra now. During the journey many people asked me many questions and I wasn't able to answer those questions. So I thought of doing this small question and answer sessions. So I will take the questions which have been asked and answer them one by one. So the first question is, tell us more about this journey. I will give you a brief introduction about the journey. I started this journey from January 1st, 2024 from Varanasi. I followed Ganga river from Banaras to Allahabad, almost 200 kilometers, and then from there I started following the Yamuna river. So the idea is to walk along the river Yamuna all the way to Yamunotri and then walk Char Dham and then finally follow Ganga river from source to sea all the way to Ganga Sagar near Kolkata. Second question is, what is your route map? So the basic idea of this journey is to follow the two most important river of this country, Yamuna and Ganga. So first I am following Yamuna river. So I started walking from Prayagraj, Allahabad, and then walking Yamuna upstream all the way to Yamunotri. So far I have walked through Koshambi, uh, Rajapur, Hamirpur, and just yesterday I arrived in Agra, and then I will go further to Vrindavan, Delhi, and all the way to Yamunotri, and then from there I will take a small break, a monsoon break, then walk Char Dham, Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Hemkund Sahib, and then I will walk downstream along Ganga all the way to Rishikesh, then follow Ganga downstream in plains to via Hastinapur, Kanpur, and Allahabad, Banaras, Patna, and all the way to Kolkata, and then to Ganga Sagar where Ganga meets the ocean. Next question is, how long will it take to complete the walk? I have not set any deadline for this journey. The plan is simple, to walk these two rivers and as long as it takes. And I have divided this walk in multiple phases. So the first phase was a warm up walk from Varanasi to Allahabad, that was almost 200 kilometers. That took me almost 20 days, and then follow Yamuna river. I am hoping to reach to Yamunotri by April end or mid-May, and then when the monsoon begins I will take a monsoon break of 4 months, stay at one place, document the journey, and once the monsoon is over I will walk Char Dham. That might take me another 3-4 months, and then again I will take a small break for few months, and then I will walk remaining Ganga from Rishikesh to Kolkata. So the journey will approximately take me 1 year, 1.5 years, or maybe even 2 years. So that's the plan. Next question is, where do you sleep? So every day it is different. Some days I sleep in temples, sometimes I sleep in ashrams, sometimes people invite me at their home, sometimes when I want to stay alone then I stay in tents, and whenever I want to take proper rest and when I enter a city I usually book a hotel. So it's mix of everything. How do you manage food during the walk? Usually people are very kind. So wherever I stay, for example when I am staying with villagers, they usually provide me food, or when I am staying in ashram some Baba will feed me. When I am staying in the city I will go and eat in a restaurant. So things are taken care of in some ways. You do not get 3 meals a day, but at least one meal you get, and then whenever you can find some bananas or samosa or some sort of snacks, some cookies, yeah, this kind of food I get on the way. Next question is, what about wild animals? In my past journeys, I have met many wild animals and they have been kind, they have not harmed me. During this journey, I have not met many wild animals because in North India there are not many forests left. But few days ago we saw a leopard and it was very peaceful. But sometimes you get attacked by these wild dogs, but that rarely happen, and somehow you find a way to manage everything. So far no wild animals have harmed me in any way. So the next question is, don't you feel bored? Boredom is not a bad thing. When we are bored, it means we are really empty, and the most beautiful things that have happened in my life when I am bored. So I actually crave for this kind of feeling, because when you are really empty, out of blue, something beautiful happens in your life. So yes, I feel bored a lot of times, and whenever I feel bored, something really beautiful happen in my life. Why walking and not cycling or bike or in a car? Well, we all are different human beings and we all have different resources. We all have access to different kind of things, and before I started walking I used to cycle, and then I didn't have the bicycle anymore, so I started walking. So there was no why, it was more like I didn't have anything else apart from my very healthy feet, so I chose walking. I don't have car or bike, so that's why. How do you convince your family? I never try to convince anyone about why I am doing, what I am doing. Yes, it is my responsibility to tell my family what I am doing, and whenever I go on a journey, I tell my family that okay, I am going for this walk, I am going on this journey. Whether they agree or not, it is their thing. My intention here is to keep them in light, okay, this is what I am doing, and how much they accept it, it is up to them. And the thing is, nobody can understand your journey, and because when we start a journey, we ourselves do not understand the journey, and because we do not understand our journey, how can we expect other people to understand our journey? So once we start getting clarity about what we are doing and why we are doing, and once our family starts seeing a certain discipline about whatever you are doing, with time they start understanding, and if not understanding, at least they start accepting that this person is meant to do this. It might sound different, but he is going to do this, and they are okay with it because they see a certain discipline and honesty in whatever you are doing. So the quest should not be whether our family understand or not, whether our family is convinced or not. Uh, the whole point should be, I am doing it, and I am doing it honestly, and I am doing it openly, and I am not doing it to convince or prove anything to anybody. I am doing it because it is my personal journey. So I have never tried to make anybody understand. With time people have started understanding on their own. What about your future? About my future? I never seen the future. So I don't really bother about my future because future actually never comes. I try to take one day at a time, and I try to live this day with utmost sincerity, even though I find myself failing every day. But every morning I wake up thinking that today I am going to live very honestly, and whenever I realize my hypocrisies, I try to change them, I try to live more honestly. So it has never been a question of my future. How much you walk every day? Every day it varies. Some day I walk 20 kilometers, some day I walk 30 kilometers, some day I walk only 1 kilometer. So every day it depends on my mood. So how much I am going to walk, I don't decide it. So it varies every day. Did you experience any supernatural activity during the journey? I don't know what you mean by supernatural activity, but yes, I experience lot of natural activities. I see the open sky, that really amazes me. I see lot of wildlife, I see snakes, I see my own heart, and I experience a lot of abundance, uh, and whatever I think that happens, if you want to call that supernatural. What do you want from life? Well, I don't want anything from life apart from life to happen to me. I want to live this life fully, and I'm grateful that God has given me this life, and I want to honor it by living it with utmost sincerity. I remember this quote by Aldous Huxley, but I don't want freedom, I want God, I want truth, I want real danger, I want poetry, and so on and so on. So I want life to be dance, I want life to be play, I want life to be sorrow, I want life to be everything. So yes. What inspired you to take this journey? Nothing really inspired. I was in ninth standard. I was really good in studies. So in social science class, we used to fill these geographic maps where every day we'll have different tests. One day you are putting on map where the mountains are. One day you are putting about where the different ores are found. One day you are putting on maps which river is where. And somehow I was always fascinated by the rivers, and then this thought struck me that one day I will travel along Yamuna and Ganga, but I did not know it will be walking. I simply wanted to travel along Yamuna and Ganga, and over the period of time many things happened in my life, and I ended up walking. For past 6-7 years I have been walking, and now I realize that all this walking was a preparation for me to take this childhood fascination forward. So there is no inspiration, it's simply a childhood thought which I want to fulfill. Yes. What do you get out of this journey? uh, I don't know what I get, because there is no tangible or material gain from this sort of journey. Instead, I get a lot of thorns in my feet, I get sunburn, I am always sweaty, and many a time people are not very nice also. You are sleeping in very dirty places also. Physically and mentally, it's a very challenging journey. But still, why I am doing it? I can't really give you a simple answer. I think just the simplest answer would be I really enjoy it. Uh, it makes me very open, and I like to be under the open sky. I like to see many trees. I like to see the river changing its forms. So maybe all these things, all this vastness of the universe is making me do it, because once you are habitual of something so vast, you can't go to a limited way of life. So through walking I experience abundance, lot of abundance, abundance of nature, abundance in heart of people, and abundance in my own being. So yeah, maybe because of this abundance I am doing it. Did the walk change your life? Again, I don't know how my life is going to be. So to say that walking changed my life will not be a very honest answer, but yes, walking makes me realize many things, many beautiful experiences happen, and those experiences always widen something inside me. So in a way you can say yes, walking has helped me evolve much more beautifully than I would have evolved working 9 to 5. What motivated you for this journey and how are you continuing this so far and for so long? Like I said, nothing really motivated me. I really enjoy doing it, so I am doing it, and I have not set up a duration to it that oh, I have been walking for 10,000 kilometer now and I should stop. It might appear very long distance to you guys, but I know that every day I am taking one step at a time. So, for me it is not a long distance and long time, it is simply happening one day at a time, one step at a time. And yes, what do you do for living? For living I live, I take deep breath, I eat food. If you are asking me about how do I make money, I do not really make money, somehow things happen. During the walk I do not do any work, I past walks I have done without money, and in this walk I am doing some crowdfunding, people are supporting, and when I am not traveling, when I am not walking, I take whatever job comes to me. I also write, so somehow I get some XYZ project and I am able to sustain, also because I do not have many desires and many needs, so the expenses are not very high. How to remove fear of what if something happened to me? The only way to remove your fear is to face it. Fear can be removed only by two things, either through right understanding. What is right understanding? Right understanding can be that one day you are going to die, and if you are really going to die one day, then why be afraid of something so obvious? So, yeah, that is one thing, and if you are not able to accept this fact that one day you are going to die, then the other way can be you just jump into the life. Initially you will have fear, but the more experiences you will have, you will realize that the fear was just elusive, there was no actual fear. So, once you jump into life, the fear automatically starts vanishing. How do you manage other responsibilities? How do I manage other responsibilities? Right now I have come to a stage of my life where I have no responsibility towards anyone or whatsoever. All my life I have worked very hard, and I did what was needed to be done for XYZ people, and now I do not have any loans. So, I do not feel responsible towards anyone in that sense that somebody is dependent on me, uh, and my only responsibility is to live this life truthfully, and in that process if I am able to help someone and if I have the resources or if I have the knowledge to share something, I do, but I do not have that anxiety that somebody is dependent on me, because the truth is nobody is dependent on you. Lot of time we stop ourselves or we make excuse to not do things by blaming it on the responsibilities,